Morning folks, hope you're all well. So, last night Filip Hrgovic took a unanimous decision over Joe Joyce. Now looking at the scores, one of the judges had it 96-95, which would imply that this fight was very close. I I had it 98-92, as did one of the other judges, and the final judge had it 97-93. Now, the last two scores that I've just read out make perfect sense to me. But 96-95, there is no way this fight was close. Now, if you weren't actually looking at the fight and had the DAZN commentary on, you would think that this was a really, really competitive fight. In my opinion, Filip Hrgovic pretty much dominated the majority of this fight. He was landing the right hand at will at times. Joe Joyce just looked like he was walking in water. So did Hrgovic, to be honest. They both looked pretty awful in my opinion. They both looked out of shape. By the third round they were both absolutely shattered and worn out, and I'm thinking to myself, this is supposed to be world class boxing, heavyweight boxing, and they both looked a bit out of shape and they were absolutely shattered by round three. And I thought, don't get me wrong, entertaining fight, I'm not criticising it, it was a very entertaining fight, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Joe Joyce did have his moments in there, but overall I just felt from what I was looking at that Filip Hrgovic was pretty dominant. Joe Joyce was his usual self. He came out with his juggernaut helmet on. You know, ha ha ha, very good, yes. Came out with his juggernaut helmet on. Yeah, and he did what he always does. He just walks forward, no defence, and takes punches, unnecessary punches, and this is what happened. And I've seen people online this morning screaming robbery, as they always do every fucking week. This was no robbery. Joe Joyce didn't come anywhere near winning that fucking fight. This is the reason I watch boxing with the sound off most of the time, because the commentary, DAZN commentary, would have you believe that this was a close fight and that Joe Joyce was in there. He fucking wasn't. There is no way he had a sniff at winning that fucking fight. Absolutely not. And it's ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous, that the commentary team were trying to spin that this was some sort of competitive close fight. It fucking wasn't. It was ridiculous. You know, the nonsense they were spewing. Absolute nonsense. So, Filip Hrgovic has taken that victory over Joe Joyce. I think he's expressed he wants to fight Dubois again at some point. We'll see. But yeah, as a spectacle, it was very, very entertaining and I enjoyed watching it. But, yeah, on the big scale of things, this is world-class heavyweight boxing. And, no, pretty awful. In the heavyweight division, Torrez Jr. took a unanimous decision over Guido Vianello. That was a bit of an interesting one. It was quite entertaining. It started off a bit horribly. Every time they got close, Vianello was grabbing on for dear life, grabbing and holding all the time and wrestling all the time, until he got a point taken off in the second round. Then he kind of bucked his ideas up a little bit. But yeah, I thought, oh Christ, when it started, I thought, oh Jesus, this is going to be another bloody Lawrence Okoli type fight with just wrestling and holding. But no, Torrez, for me, I had it 99-90, I only gave him one round. The official scores were 97-92 and 98-91. Yeah, pretty fair. There were a couple of rounds in there that could have gone Vianello's way, because there was some nice work from him on the inside. The 8th round, I believe it was the 8th round, Torrez landed a massive, major straight left hand, and it really shook. It really, really, really shook Vianello down to his boots. He was out on his feet for a second there. He really, really was. He was out on his feet. And I thought to myself, wow, you know, it's only going to take a couple more clean punches and he's gone. He's gone over. But no, he survived the round. I mean, Torrez was tired himself. You know, he put a lot into that fight, and he was very, very, very tired. So, you know, fair play to he didn't have the power or the energy, because it was quite late in the round, to finish him off. Vianello survived, and he lost a unanimous decision. So yeah, it turned out to be a decent fight. But those first 2 or 3 rounds, I just thought to myself, oh no, you know, this is going to be a hug fest. It's going to be like watching a Lawrence Okoli fight, and I wasn't really looking forward to it. But like I say, I think that point coming off in the second round bucked his ideas up a bit. So yeah, it ended up being quite an entertaining fight. And the other fight I've just literally just watched it on Amazon Prime. Tszyu's return. Obviously, he had a pretty awful year last year. He lost to Sebastian Fundora, and then obviously he was horribly beaten down by Murtazaliev. And yeah, he's come back with a 4th round TKO victory over the American Joey Spencer. Yeah, good win for him. Gets him back in the winning column. Gets him, gets him back mentally up here, because that must just do a lot of damage. Back-to-back losses. If he'd have lost this one, this would have done untold damage to his psyche. But no, he did well. Joey Spencer, he did try a couple of times, but he was kind of overwhelmed, really. He was stopped on his feet. He just wasn't throwing back. He was backed into the ropes. The referee had no choice but to step in, because he wasn't defending himself. So yeah, Tszyu is now back in the win column. So yeah, it was a pretty entertaining weekend of boxing. So right, I'm going to go now. I've got things to do. I hope you're well. Take care, folks, and I'll speak to you soon.